Hello everyone, this is Nilu. I'm a front-end developer and welcome to my channel where I share tutorials and tips for web developers. Whether you are beginner or an experienced coder, there is something here for everyone. Let's code, learn and grow together. Okay, in this video I'm going to teach you very basic and everything that you need to know about JavaScript for starting a new career in JavaScript, like front-end developer or back-end developer using Node.js or using React for front-end developer and for being a front-end developer and these things. Okay, I just wrote some comments in here and I'm going to go through these steps. First, I am going to teach you variable, then print in JavaScript, data types, operators, control structures, functions, array methods, promises, and asynchronous JavaScript and event listener. Okay, first going with variable. For defining a variable, we need let, for example, t is equal to 2 and a semicolon at the end. And if we want to define a variable that will not be changed for in future, we want to define it using const key value, and for example z is equal to 2. So let's just for example change z to 4 and see what will happen. For running the JS file, we should use node space index.js is the name of the file that I have. So as you know, we go into an error and it says that we cannot change the z type z value because it is constant. But if we want to change t, for example t equal to 3, we should not go into any error, as you see. Okay, let's just continue. Okay, sometimes we need to have print, and for debugging really it is very necessary for having print in this case. For example, seeing the value of a variable that we already have. For having a print in JavaScript, we use console.log. And in here, for example, we can write anything. I'm going to write something like this, and let's see what we have. Okay, you see it is printed like this. Or we can have something like we want to print the variable t and z. We use backtick, and then we can write, for example, variable, and for example t is $, and curly braces t, and z again $, curly braces z. Now we have t is 2 and z is 2, as you can see, or we can change it to 4 for a better understanding. T is 2 and z is 4, as you see. Okay, the third step is data type. We have different data type in JavaScript. I just wrote some data type. I'm going to copy and paste in here and talk about them. Okay, the first one is the number. We can have numbers. We can have a string which is, for example, a sentence, and it should be in the quotation mark. We can have boolean, which is true or false, all in small letters. We can have array, like different uh, mm, language, programming language, which should be defined like this. And also we have object contains key and values. The values can be anything, but the key should be something like this with nothing, just the name, not the quotation and anything. For example, we have name as John and age as 32, for example. We can add another key like career, and for example, he's a teacher. Okay. For the operators, I also again have the operator implemented in here. We have different types of operator. The first one is for example, sum and product, and for example, we have implemented x is equal to 7, a and y is 8, so the sum and the product is going to be, sum is 15 and product is 56. Also, we have another type of the variable which is which return boolean data type like true or false. For example, is equal to x. If we want to see whether x is equal to y or not, we use 3 equal sign. And also we can use 2 equal sign, but in this case, if we want to check also the type, we use a 3 equal sign. Mostly use 3 equal sign, don't use 2 equal sign. It's a better practice for coding in JavaScript. And also less than or greater than, the opposite side is something like this. So let's console log the results. Now we have is equal is false because we have 7 and 8 for x and y, and is less is true because 7 is less than 8. Okay, another operator is the logical operator. We have and or, for example, and for example, we have x less than y and 2 ampersand, and x is less than 0. So if now in here we have something like this, let's comment it. We have x is equal to 7. We have 7 less than 8, which is true, and 7 is less than 0, which is false. So we have true and false. It's going to give us false. As you see, false and true, the AND of false and true is going to give us false. And for the OR part, we have 7 is greater than 8, or 7 is equal to 0. So both of them is false. So we have false or false is going to give us false. So let's see. Yeah, we have for both and or, we have this false. Okay. These were our operators, part of our operators, actually the ones that are very useful. And also I remember something that I need to say. For example, if you want to have the not, for example, as we said that x is less than y is always true, but we want to have it as a false, we put it like this. let's just console.log. We put it like this. We have this sign and x is less than y, so let's see the result. We have false in here, but it was true. If I erase this, we have true. It's called the not operator. Okay, let's keep going to the control structure. For the control structure, the first one, which is very useful and most of the all of the programming languages has, is if. For example, if x is less than y, print something else, print something. We have if parentheses, and in the parentheses we have the condition and the curly braces. Another one is for. For the for loop, we have for and we just define a variable called I is less than r dot length. R dot length gives us the length of the array. We had the array in first part of the document, which is 1 2 4 5. So the length of this is going to be r dot length is going to give us 4 because it has 4 elements. And in this part it goes from I is equal to 0 and check that whether the I is less than 4 and just add 1 to it. So let's see what we have in our console log. It's going to be r0 is 1, r1 is 2, and these are the index of the array. Okay, another one is while. While is another control structure for the JavaScript, and for all of the programming language, but with different syntax. For example, here I want to count up to 5. I define a variable count is equal to 0, and I want to go from 0 to 5. So I go while count is less than 5. Do this loop, and this is a console.log count, and add a plus, add 1 to it. So let's see what we have in here. It counts from 0 1 2 3 4. If I want to have 5 also, we have to add an equal sign to see that if it is less and equal than 5. So now we have 0 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, another control structure is called switch case. In switch case, let's just copy this. Okay, in switch case we have different cases, and according to the variable that we have for the switch, it goes through the case, and by using the break, we just say that if it is, for example, 1, just print just do the case 1 and break the loop. And if it is not any of these cases, for example, if it is 4, it's going to print our default variable, which is another day. Okay, let's go to the function. For having function in JavaScript, we should write function keyword, and for example we have a function which its name is greet, and we have a variable as a parameter to the function, and also curly braces. What does it return? It returns, for example, a string which is hello and the name, again $, curly braces, and name. And how do we call this in the console log, for example? For just showing you, we use the console log. You can just call it in this way. Greet, the name is, for example, Sarah, and let's see what does it gives us. It says hello Sarah. And another form of calling the function which was introduced in ES6 is using arrow function. What is the arrow function? In arrow function we doesn't use function keyword, we use const, and for example this time the name is greeting and it's equal parentheses again equal greeted, and it's like an arrow now, and then we can use the return and again this return, for example, and we have the name, and what do we get from this? Let's just say arrow, just to be clear that this one is the arrow function. Okay, now we have again arrow, but in arrow function we can if we have just one line like this, we can just remove the return and just put it like this without any curly braces or parentheses or anything, just a line in front of it. Okay, another one which is very useful when we are coding in front-end development is array methods. We have different built-in array methods in JavaScript that we can use. Okay, for having this, I just want to define a number as an array and put it like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, the first one is the map function. The map method is something like this. For example, I want to have another array, its name is squared, and I want to have the squared form of the numbers, so I write number dot map, and I go through the items of this array and just multiply them by themselves, and by this I will have another array called squared, and it is something like this. Let's just see the okay, it is 1, 4, 9, and 16. The other one is called filter. If we want to filter some specific items of the array and put it in another array, we use filter. For example, I want to have the even number of the array, so I write let even as another array is equal to number dot filter num. Again, go to again this part is the arrow function that we already have. Now I want those that has the module of that if we divide an item by 2, we are going to have 0. So again, for having this result, we can use console log. Let's just see the result. Okay, it is 2 and 4, just the even number. And if it is 1, for example, we can have odd numbers, 1 and 3. Okay, back to the even number. Another one is for each. For each doesn't gives us another array as filter and maps do. It just iterates over the array and just this. Okay, for example, we have number dot for each, and for each of them I want to just console like the item of the number. So just for having this can, as you see, it is 1 2 3 and 4, the result of this console log. Also another method is called find. If I want to find a number, for example, I want to find the number more than 3 in this case. For example, we can say number dot find num num is greater than 3. So let's just console log our found and see what's the result. Okay, the result of find method is 4 because we have 1 2 3 and 4, and if, for example, I write this like this, if it is greater and equal, the result of the find is 3. It's actually returned the first thing that is that meet this condition. For example, if I put 2 in here, it will gives me 2. It just gives me the first thing that it finds. Okay, another method is called find index. If you want to find again like we had for the find, but we want to return the index of it. For example, it is 2 equal, what do we get from find index? It is 1 because we have 0 0 1 2 3 as an index, so the index of 2 is 1. Okay, another one is join. Let's just introduce another array for a better understanding. For example, we have different words. It's like hello, it, me, and I want this as a sentence. So what should I do? I should use join by writing like let sentence is equal to words dot join, and it just joined the array using what should we use? For example, I want to use a space, but in here I will get a box, so I change it to this. Okay, let's just let's just have the result. Okay, the result is hello, it's me, so it's a sentence now. And for example, if I want to do opposite of this, if I have a sentence and let sentence, for example, 2 is equal to this is me, and I want to have it as an array, I will write it like let words 2 is equal to sentence 2 dot split. This time I use a split, and I should split with the, for example, a space. So what do we have for this? Let's just console log it. Okay, let's see the result. It's again an array. You see the comma between them, it shows that it is an array. So it was some of the methods which were useful for the array. So let's go to the promise and async JavaScript. For this, we use promise. For example, we just call an API from backend, and we want to have the result as an async function. We use promise. Okay, and for promise again gets a function. It's a arrow function, and in the parameter, the first parameter is the resolve, and the second parameter is the reject. For example, we got the API, and the API is successful. So for example, it is successful. It will gives us, if it is successful, then we have resolve. It's also a function, and we put a message in here, for example, resolved. And if it is not successful, we can call the reject. And for the real exam, for example, we can put the error in here. Okay, let's see the results. Okay, so for calling the promise, we should use then. So we have promise dot then and message, for example, and going to console.log the message which was passed the result. And if it is if the reject one is called, the catch one is going to console. The catch one will be action, and we have the results. So it is MSG. Okay, so let's see the result. As you see, it is a result because the success is true. I change it to false. It is error now because the reject one is called. Okay, so now we have something else. We can handle event listener in the JavaScript. For this, I need an HTML file. In my HTML file, I am going to write some HTML in here. I want to have a button in here, and the button has an ID. Its name is my button, for example, and it's like click me. And at the end of the body, I have another tag. Its name is a script. Also, I have another video which I teach everything about the tags and the HTML. You can find it in my channel. So we have document as all of the elements in the HTML, and we use get elements by ID as a built-in method. And what's the ID? The ID is my button. Up to now, the element is selected, and I want to add an event listener. Add event listener, and in the event listener, we have to have two different parameters. The first one is the event that you want to listen to. We have different events, as you can see. It's lots of events that you can watch using the JavaScript. For example, mouse over, mouse out, mouse move, something like this. I'm going to use click. If it is clicked, just fire the function. What's the function? The function is an anonymous function. It doesn't have a name. Okay, so it is going to be something like this, and the parentheses, it has no name, and we have, for example, alert button is clicked. Okay, let's just okay, as I clicked, we have an alert because it listened to the event, and it gives me this alert with this message, which is bottom is clicked. And also we can have an arrow function in here, something like this, and again it will work, but it is a anonymous function. It doesn't have a name. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching. If you have any suggestion and any question, please comment your comment in the below box. And thank you so much for your attention. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. Bye.